Hey, well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from the Wyoming backyard of the Wyoming house, as always. It's Wednesday. It's pretty much right at noon, about 75 degrees. Pretty much perfect weather at the moment. So, anyways, my golf days are normally Thursdays, but we moved it to today because the course has what they call a member guest tournament for the next 3 days. So we got out. We're going out this afternoon. So Wednesday is my no tree gulag day. That's why I'm not out there today. But we'll be back out there tomorrow. Anyway, I just want to do a kind of a quick update video, say hi to everybody, show you kind of what's been going on the property the last 3 days. I call it my 3-day review. I kind of want to show you what is 3 2-hour days accomplished out on a project this large, because I've been preaching to you guys about break up your large projects so that you don't get too emotionally drained by even thinking about it. And so, I mean, I'm pretty much at almost 3 months, almost every day out there. So what is a simple 3-day, 2-hour a day, 6-hour work accomplished on this kind of huge project? So I just wanted to show you that. And then thought I'd have a little cigar with you. This is a Liga Privada. It's a number 9, but it's this torpedo shape. It's called the Pig, Flying Pig. Anyway, hard to get. Not really rare, but just hard to get. But anyway, it's a true number 9. It has the exact same flavor. And these little torpedoes last longer than I ever thought they would. So anyway, let's light it up. Be back in a minute. Wonderful little cigar. All right, the first thing I wanted to show you is a series of photos my wife took when she was here a week ago. It's a series of 4 sunset shots, and then she just got this amazing shot, pretty much at what you're looking at back here, but with the wildflowers and the colors she got. I mean, she is 10 times the photographer that I am. So anyway, so here's what's coming up. It's just 5 photos, 4 sunsets, and just a great shot. So anyway, just enjoy these for a minute, and then we'll be right back. See, I told you she was a lot better photographer than me. Anyway, I I was trying to show you guys the best, and sometimes that means showing you other people's photography and other people's videos, like the wolf pack that was chasing my buddy the other day. Anyway, use lots of different people's content to show you the best of what's out here. So so what's next is I shot you a little video of the weather is really starting to change. We've had a little bit warmer week. So this is Wednesday. This is kind of our last hot week. Hot, high of 80, high of 83, high of 85. But I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you kind of the storm that was coming in the other day that really shows us that we're starting to change. And then I'm going to show you we're really we're within days now falling off the summer track and into the fall weather pattern. I just wanted to show you that as well. So I feel like maybe I'm rubbing it in a little bit because I know a lot of you guys are still in heat mode and will be. I mean, I know back home in Maryland, we'll be in full-blown summer mode until the end of September, and we'll have hot days even into mid-October. So anyway, it's just much different out here. Remember, we're up in the middle of the Rockies, right next to the Grand Tetons at almost 8,000 feet. So, but anyway, here's a quick picture of the change that's coming. Just thought I'd show you the sky. It's Saturday evening. Pretty amazing little storm system coming through. And perfectly clear over the Teton now. Well, a cigar at noon in the backyard is a nice thing. I should do this more. So what's next is a series of what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. This is a series of updates starting Sunday morning, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and just kind of show you a 3-day progression across 2 hours a day for 3 days, and kind of show you kind of what's progressed here. I'm actually getting pretty excited because I've been showing you this side of the back property, and now over here is starting to get pretty much almost done. I've really got all that's left for me to do tomorrow, I'm hoping, is get on my litter and limb up. So my process is I limb up standing on the ground, and that gets me to about 8 feet, because I can reach up to about 8 feet with the chainsaw. And then put an 8-foot step ladder against the trunk. And sometimes I even stand on the very top of it and try to get like another 4 or 5 feet and get these things limbed up. And that's how you can see these things that are limbed up 12, 13, 14 feet. That's how I do it. But I'm close. I've got about 6 or 7 trees that are limbed up from the ground, and now I got to do the ladder work, and then I've got 2 or 3 that I need to start. And then back here is done, and I can actually move over to this side yard, which is huge for me, because the back of the property is 80 or 90% of the trees that need to be dealt with. So I'm really getting close, and what I'm hoping is that August I can finish up all the cutting and limbing and treeing and get all the cutting part done and move on to the second phase. And I'm hoping September can be my pickup phase, because I've got 40 or 50 piles out here that I've got to get picked up and back to the burn pile. But I'm hoping that's September. And if the weather allows me, then October will be kind of clean up, just walk it, make sure that everything I want done is done for the season before the snow gets here. So anyway, what follows is a series of probably 5 or 6 video clips from Sunday morning through yesterday afternoon, just showing you kind of what we were able to get done in the last 3 days. So hope you enjoy it. I know I do a lot of tree videos the last 2-3 years now, but that's kind of what summer is up here, is get this property back to its original condition, and one that you can live here without worrying about fires all the time. So anyway, here they are. Guys, it's Sunday morning, 9-10 o'clock. I'm at the back of the property. I don't spend much time over in this side, but I got to get all these. This is the last piece. I've got to get all these trees limbed up, and then the back side of the property will basically be all limbed up and cut down. We'll switch to pile management. So this is the tree I'm going with first. It's my 8-foot ladder stacked up there, so I pretty much limb as high as I can standing on that ladder, and that makes it nice. It gives me a 10-12 foot limb free trunk, and that's enough for a wildfire to flash by. So that's what we're doing today. It'll take me a couple days, I think. There's probably 20 trees I need to get done. All right, this is our second tree today. Got a little grove of them, like 4 or 5 in here. Don't know if I'll get all these done today, but here's a before shot. All right, guys, been an hour and a half. Still Sunday morning. Here's the one tree. Now here's this grove of 5 or 6. I was able to get them all limbed up as high as I could reach from the ground. And then I took one out, this guy in the middle there. He was too small and leaning already. So anyway, it already looks way better. Got the ladder over here. Tomorrow morning, Monday, I will get all these limbed up to the 10-12 foot range. But you can see it already, even when I stand in here, how much better it is, how much safer it is. All right, so you can see we got the first tree done. It's limbed up to about 10 or 12 feet. It's about as much as I'm willing to do on that ladder. Always surprising me how much wood comes off just from limbing up. Just this one tree, just limbing it up from the ground to 10 or 12 feet. Created all that. All right, so if I pan over from what I've been showing you, my last thing I want to get done today here on Sunday is get this dead. This is called standing dead. And these things are the most hated things by firefighters, because that can actually reignite an entire forest fire.
So that's the last one on my property. My neighbor's got a giant one over there. That one just may have a chainsaw accident while I'm out here. But anyway, I'm gonna finish up my Sunday by getting this thing laid down on the ground. We are out here. It's Monday morning, it's about 10 o'clock. I am supervised, as you can see. So 2.5 hours yesterday and an hour and a half today got this project done. So got 8 trees trimmed up as far as I can reach on the 8-foot ladder. But you can see how nice and clear that is. Same with that guy down there. And I was able to drop that standing dead. That will be I'll chain that out of there with the truck. I want to cut that mess up in there. All right, so got to get some of these trees done. So that'll be the part 2 this morning. I'll probably cut what I can from standing on the ground and finish up on the ladder tomorrow. All right, guys, it's Tuesday morning. I'm done. So this is the end of the 3-day review. 6 hours of work. We got these guys cleared up. That guy got fully done. These guys are done from the ground up. They got to get laddered and truth all of these. But you can see it's pretty exciting. All the trees are pretty much limbed up. I got a couple that I had to take down. And then I've got a couple way out there that need to get done. But the back will be pretty much done once I get out here. I won't be doing it tomorrow. But I'll get out here on Thursday and do the ladder limbing on these guys. Get them limbed up another 3, 4, 5 feet. And we'll get those guys done out there. But you can see, big picture, how much easier it is to see through these trees. It's almost fire safe as it is right now. Anyway, pretty exciting. So that's 3 days worth of work. Well, congratulations, you made it through the tree gulag video. That's kind of it for my updates here. So Doug, guy doing my log restoration, he takes Wednesdays and Thursdays off. He works Friday through Tuesday, drives away with his cash on Tuesday, so it's kind of nice that he's paid every week, so there's not some big bill blowing up, so that's nice. I'd rate him at 80% done, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. He'd have to tell me what he thinks, but it looks amazing. So hopefully in the next 2-3 weeks, he'll be done with the main house, and I'll do a video. Once the sun is on each side of the house, I'll probably have to do it in 2 or 3 videos, but I want to show you the house with the sun on it because it does looks amazing. The guy is a machine. Totally respect with his product. Totally respect Doug's work ethic. So I had something kind of fun happen in the lounge the other day. One of my subscribers, Philip from Texas, came in. He's climbing the Grand Teton this week. And he came in 2 or 3 days early, and he's coming to the lounge every day. I think he's come in Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And he walked in and goes, "Hey, you're Dave. I watch your videos." And that was pretty cool. I don't have that happen very often. So, Philip, cheers to you, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for saying hi. And it was great getting to know you a little bit better these last 3 days. So that's always fun. I always talk about the lounge. So it's kind of fun to have my channel and the lounge kind of collide this week. It was pretty fun. So anyway, again, Philip, nice to meet you, buddy. Well, let's go ahead and chat about a couple things. My last video was give a shit, right? Which is not very politically correct. Sometimes I speak differently than a lot of people do, but I think maybe a kinder way or more acceptable way, to say something like that is don't give up. That's kind of what I want this part of the conversation to be, is don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams and your goals. Don't give up on building your YouTube channel. Don't give up on your career. Don't give up on income. Try not to give up when things get tough. The question is life making choices for you? Is the world making choices for you, or are you making the choices?
a lot of people have kind of left YouTube in the last couple of months. And one of the more troubling ones for me is Morgue. St. Dave's Pipe. He texted me. I guess he's actually deleted his YouTube channel, so he's not even out there anymore. And I find that distressing. I liked what he did. You know, the question is, did he decide, I just am done with this, I don't want to do it anymore? Or did the negativity of the world and the negativity and the drama cause him to quit? I'm not picking on Dave, that's not my point, but you know, then I've watched a couple other YouTubers, not in the YTPC, that are kind of, life has gotten rough for them, so they're actually hoping for the rapture to occur. And I thought we'd talk about that for a minute. So there's been a lot of conversation out in the world about we're in the end times, right? We're in biblical end times. And I think, I got to be honest with you, from my perspective, that's awfully arrogant to think that we are the chosen generation to experience the return of Jesus Christ. I just don't think, I do not believe that we are in end times. You know, I imagine people who went through the Civil War felt like we were in end times. People who lived through, you know, Pol Pot and Hitler and Stalin probably felt like they were in end times. And, you know, the United States has been in decline for a while, so we feel like maybe we're in end times. There's a lot of comparisons with Russia and, you know, and some of the things that, you know, that you hear about in end times. I just, I don't believe that. That doesn't mean I'm not trying to change anybody's mind, but I do not believe that the rapture is near and that the tribulation is about to start or any of that. I just don't see it. I don't see the markers, the tells when I read Revelation. I don't see any of those markers out in the world today. So that's sort of a tangent squirrel topic, but it fits in because there are people who are basically stopped living life today, believing we're in end times and hoping the tribulation or the rapture will occur soonish. And I don't think that's a valid reason to stop living your life. And I don't believe we are in end times. So put a pin in that. Say that's enough of that.
So see, Sasha, even overseas, I got a supervisor, safety officer, even when I'm making my videos. She likes to stay close and make sure nothing sneaks up on me while I'm doing my videos. Anyway, she's a good girl. Great life companion. Look how good she looks. She turns into a true wilderness beast when she's out here.
Anyway, back to the don't give up. We have a member here in our own community that, you know, on video said that life's so screwed up and the government's so screwed up, he's actually potentially waiting for end of life now. And that's just, I can't imagine living in that framework. That's such a negative way. I think if you project that kind of negativity into the world, it will in fact reflect that. It will be, some of these things we wish for can become self-fulfilling prophecies if we're not careful. And Sonia, that little shot of Sasha remind me, I got a couple friends here that have said, you know, dogs obviously are a huge part of my life. I grew up with them, and then Amory and I got our first dog, Indy, in '92. We haven't been dogless since then. So what is that, like 33 years plus my childhood? You know, I shudder at the fact that someday I may be too old to have a dog, but I won't go from 80-pound, 85-pound golden retrievers and Germans to no dogs. I mean, I'm willing to step down if I have to keep dogs in my life. But anyway, I just, you know, I shudder when I hear people say, well, I think I'm too old to do X or too old to do Y. I think that also becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. For some reason, we let age and the aches and pains that come along with age, trust me, I understand that. But we allow that stuff to step down our dreams or kill our dreams or kill our goals. And I just think that's just a huge mistake. I think an integral part of a great life is to have goals, stretch goals, dreams that we're working towards. So anyway, I just want to put out that that video that says, give a shit about your life and don't give up. Don't give up on the things that we're trying. Even when it gets hard and struggles, it doesn't seem like it's worth it sometimes. Just don't give up. Okay, so I think the last subject of the video today will be decisions. Because my opinion that the key to a good life, the key to a better life, the key to a great life are the decisions we take, the process we use to make decisions, and the quality of the decisions that we put into our lives. You've heard me just banter on and on this channel about maintain a to-do list, maintain a goal list, maintain a calendar, and plan as much and as far out into your future as you can. Put recurring things in your calendar, even annual things, so you don't forget about anniversaries and birthdays and special events. They automatically pop up. Just make them annual or monthly or quarterly, whatever they are. And I think the reason I harp on those things is you have to make a decision to put something on your to-do list. You have to make a decision to put something in your calendar. You have to make a decision to put goals for the year together. And those are more longer term, because what I'd like to see more people do is create a foundation for the hourly events that occur in your life. Things come at us every hour, things come at us every day, things come at us every week, things come at us every month. And generally, we don't make good decisions in a rush, like in the moment. It doesn't give us a lot of time to really think through options and ramifications of our decisions. And so by putting these lists together, maintaining calendars, it takes a lot of shit off of our brains and puts it into something we can look at later. Because what we want to try to do is avoid decisions when we're in panic, when we're in fear, when we're rushed. And we tend to make very poor decisions like that. And I see, hey, a big item for me is to get debt free, right? We say that, but then we go to a pipe show and buy a bunch of pipes we didn't plan on, or we buy a bunch of tobacco we hadn't really planned on. And so our hourly decisions fight our more strategic desires in life. And sometimes that causes those strategic desires to get pushed further and further out to the point where we give up on them. And I think I see a lot of that in the world today. I see a lot of that in our community, where our hourly decisions fight what we really want in life. And one of the key things that's very hard to do is, can you put off today's wants for tomorrow's goals? And if we can do that, if we can do these things I keep harping on, to-do lists, goal lists, maintain a calendar, it slows us down and we can make better decisions. And I think that is the key to having a great life. Okay, so I think the last subject of the video today will be decisions. Because my opinion that the key to a good life, the key to a better life, the key to a great life are the decisions we take, the process we use to make decisions, and the quality of the decisions that we put into our lives. You've heard me just banter on and on this channel about maintain a to-do list, maintain a goal list, maintain a calendar, and plan as much and as far out into your future as you can. Put recurring things in your calendar, even annual things, so you don't forget about anniversaries and birthdays and special events. They automatically pop up. Just make them annual or monthly or quarterly, whatever they are. And I think the reason I harp on those things is You have to make a decision to put something on your to-do list. You have to make a decision to put something in your calendar. You have to make a decision to put goals for the year together. And those are more longer term, because what I'd like to see more people do is create a foundation for the hourly events that occur in your life. You know, things come at us every hour, things come at us every day, things come at us every week, things come at us every month. And generally, we don't make good decisions in a rush, like in the moment. And it doesn't give us a lot of time to really think through options and ramifications of our decisions. And so by putting these lists together, maintaining calendars, it takes a lot of shit off of our brains and puts it into something we can look at later. Because what we want to try to do is avoid decisions when we're in panic, when we're in fear, when we're rushed. You know, and we tend to make very poor decisions like that. And, you know, I see, hey, a big item for me is to get debt free, right? We say that, but then we go to a pipe show and buy a bunch of pipes we didn't plan on, or we buy a bunch of tobacco we hadn't really planned on. And so our hourly decisions fight our more strategic desires in life. And sometimes that causes those strategic desires to get pushed further and further out to the point where we give up on them. And I think I see a lot of that in the world today. I see a lot of that in our community, where our hourly decisions fight what we really want in life. And one of the key things that's very hard to do is, can you put off today's wants for tomorrow's goals? And if we can do that, if we can do these things like keep harping on to-do lists, goal lists, maintain a calendar, it slows us down and we can make better decisions. And I think that is the key to having a great life. Well, we're coming up on 24 minutes, so it's getting a little bit long. So there's a series of questions that I've brought up past, but it's probably been a year, that can help us as we plan things out, to do the things that I'm laying out to make your life better, to make better decisions. But there are questions we should be asking ourselves on a fairly regular basis, but certainly on a quarterly and annual basis. And these are things like, what are the things I'm doing that I need to stop doing? What are the things I'm not doing that I really need to start doing? And what are the things I'm doing that I'm doing well and I need to keep on? If you can get those three categories of questions answered, you'll actually give yourself a framework for making better decisions in life. And with that, you guys, I think we'll end the video. So I'll just say, may God bless you and the lives of those around you. And gosh, I hope life's good. That's it, you guys. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.